7:07, so given it's the time of the year, let's welcome back the Prime Minister for one last time for the festive season, Christopher Luxon.
Good to be
morning.
with you, Michael. Good to be with you.
Now, I told you when you came in, you've made CNN this morning for turning up at IKEA. Do you regret that now?
No, I'm actually. I know how much you love the store yourself, and will be probably a regular shopper with friends and family discounts or whatever you get going. But no, look, I mean, I'm really proud of that actually, because I've lived all around the world, and most big cities have an IKEA, and it's pretty awesome that they've come to New Zealand, made the investment, gone through a rather torturous resource management process, I suspect, and ended up with the store being delivered. And same with Costco. Good to see Costco going into Drury as well. So I think they're just good signs. We used to go overseas and see all these cool places and wonder why can't we have that here? And we've got it here.
No, we can.
It's good investment.
In as non-political way as you're capable of, how would you sum up your year?
A challenging year, but also encouraging. I think no doubt about it. We know we've inherited a mess. We've had to deal with a big recession. We've had to deal with big COVID hangover. Trump coming in with the tariffs thing, causing massive uncertainty globally on trade, has been a challenge. But I actually think we end the year, actually, we knew primary industry is going great. That's been really good. But actually we're seeing really good signs, of the turnaround coming through. Now the challenge is, we've got to continue to fix a lot of basics. I felt like I've spent most of my 2 years, frankly, just sorting stuff out that everything you pick up, you realise is sort of a bit busted and broken, and we've had to sort it out and deal with it. But then a lot of it is now, right, we know we're going to recover. So the question is, well, how do we damn well realise all the potential that's in the joint? And that means, we are going to do RMA reform. Yes, we are going to do educational reform. Yes, we've got to really step up trade and investment. So I think, no doubt about it, hard year, as you'd expect. But it's a turnaround job that we're doing here.
What happened to the year, do you think? Because it started with the concept that things were coming right, and yet broadly they didn't. I think what really happened was we had a very good back end to last year, if you remember. We started to have a good back end. We had a very good first quarter, and then literally on the 2nd of April we hit the tariffs, and that put GDP, basically investors stopped spending, consumer confidence goes through the floor, partly because of just the lack of clarity and chaos that was ensuing. That had a massive sentiment loop, let's be clear about it. We were in negative GDP territory. The economy contracted after having 2 quarters where it grew. And you're in the middle of winter and everyone's going, well, actually, what the hell is happening and when are we coming out of this thing? The good news is we are coming out of it. You can feel it, you can see it. And actually even the media is now conceding that it's starting to happen, which is, on balance is a better thing than it has been. So there's no doubt about it. That was very challenging. And you can see that, every time we have a negative GDP number, people go, how much longer have we got to deal with this? We've been through COVID. We've been through a recession and high inflation, high interest rates. When does it get better? And for some people, they're feeling that across the country. They genuinely are. I was in South Island again last week. I was in different parts of the country this week where you can see the benefits of growth. But for other folk, they can intellectually say, I get these guys are doing it. I just wish they'd get there faster, and I just wish, most importantly, I'd feel the benefits of it. And until people feel it, that's the thing that you've got to see, that transmission. Have you personally found the year arduous?
No, I've enjoyed the year. I mean,
even with all the commentary and the polls and the noise and the lot.
I, as I've said before, I mean, I came to politics because I just genuinely want this country to realise its potential. I'm different. I'm not a career politician. I've come from outside the system. I choose to do the job because every day I do want to get the things solved. I like problem solving. I like actually the improvement. I like turning things around. I like getting things sorted. It's what I did in my business life. It's what I'm trying to do in this role.
Yeah, but it's got to wear you down though, because you although you came from business, you weren't publicly accountable to the extent that you are now.
It's a different job
as a politician.
Yeah, you're right. And you wake up at 4:30 every day, 7 days a week. You do probably 20-hour days most days, to be honest. But if you are very connected to mission and purpose, then you actually, you can wake up, you get hit with a lead pipe most days. And, as I've said to you before, you don't take offence from those you don't take advice from.
But it must weigh you down. The only reason I'm asking these questions is being in the public eye myself. I've taken over the years endless amounts. And it's in certain times it wears you down. Yeah. And it must have an effect periodically.
I mean, it's hard, and you're fighting it and you're taking on... But you're trying to drive change, right? So you know that there's going to be people that are against you. We haven't had the best run with media, I'll be honest with you. We haven't had the best run with the public service. We're asking them to do different things. But if you believe in doing change and you believe it's worth doing and you've got to go through it and get to the other side, then you just keep going and you just have to do each day. And if you want to be good at something, you've really got to make the sacrifice and you've got to double down and get the job done. But I also think, at a personal level, Mike, you might be the same. But if you've got I've got a partner who is a partner. So, I mean, we've been, we do this together. You've got great family, great friends. I've got good, people I go to that I do respect and take advice from. So, you feel supported in the process, as hard as it actually is. But it is hard. I mean, it's not like it's key in 2008 where you're sort of like doing a bit of a realignment. No. We're doing a serious turnaround job, and it's hard because you're having to confront a bunch of things that have deteriorated or just dribbled away over a 10-year period that need to be sorted.
Do you think you're a better Prime Minister this morning than you were in January this year?
Yeah, I think you learn all the time in this job. You come into it. It's an extreme job. I mean, by the time things are coming to you, they're quite hard and the difficult problems. But I think you get better and better at it. I think I have to deal with the fact that first and foremost had to rebuild a national party that was at civil war with each other. We did that in a 20-month period and found a way to win. We then had to build in a three-party coalition, which requires a huge amount of emotional intelligence, making all of that kind of work in the background, and then importantly deal with a massive turnaround for the country to get people who've been in, COVID was brutal, recession's been brutal, people are tired, they're fatigued, they're over it, and you've got to get them in the result and the outcome you ultimately need to get to. So if you're connected to the mission and purpose and what you're trying to achieve, then you can sort of deal with all the knockers along the way and all the hard stuff that comes.
Who do you think will win the present exchange after the break?
I'm very hopeful, but I know you've been trash talking my potential gift and how much thought has or hasn't gone into it this morning. It
concerned me last night. I saw you on the news at IKEA.
Apparently I was on CNN.
Well, you were on CNN, but last night on the news I saw you saying, I've got a gift swap tomorrow, and I thought...
I'm actually really confident in my exchange. Okay. I've thought about this.
Okay.
And I think there's a few layers to it. So
interesting.
Could
layers.
Well,
let's do this. Let's do more of this in a moment. 14 past.